Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Peace Luv Biz. I'm your host Steve Higgins, sitting here with Mary. We are deep into tax season. We are kicking butt. Mary is just going all hours of the day, just completely dominating. Um, I think there's going to be a general theme for this episode, which is going to be an interesting one to talk about. But before we dive into that, how are you doing, Mary?
I am so amazing. So, so,
I
so, so amazing.
I know you're amazing, but how are you?
I'm kicking ass. Kicking ass. So yeah. I know how I'm doing it. I'm just doing it because like I love what we do. I have
Yeah.
so much energy. I mean, I crash at night. It takes me 3, 4 hours to shut down. Wine helps. I'll own that. Wine is getting me through tax season. It's the only way to turn my brain off. But I started with 170 returns and I'm down to 106.
Um,
And 70, yeah, so I've done well no, over 170, but I've done 70 in like 5 days.
yeah. And the whole goal of this year was to make sure that it was sticking a tax season and not tax year.
Yep.
And definitely on track for that, which is going to be amazing. So,
Yep.
um, why don't we talk? So, this is going to be a fun discussion because with what we do and the way that we operate with integrity, clear communication. This is what we need from you. This is what we're going to give to you, and tell us what you need from us. Um,
We set very clear expectations from the start.
yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
And what we are encountering, the people that I'm talking to that need help, more than 9 out of 10 people are being gatekept. They are having a fight for their financial information from other firms, accountants, bookkeepers, CPAs,
Mhm.
whatever it is, and it's quite frankly ridiculous. It's unethical. They basically want to hold you hostage and keep your information from you, and it's a massive red flag. Um,
And
that's
if they
why,
don't turn it over willingly, it's a 12-step program to get it done. All legal. You have to go through whole legal channels to get it. Um, but I will say that I've told you about this prior to us doing this business together. And like you believed it, but you never realized how much it happens. And this week, literally 9 out of 10 people you've encountered, it's happened.
yeah. Um, the thing is, it's not always easy to recognize immediately. But what would you say are some red flags, some key indicators that this kind of thing might happen when going through this onboarding process or something like that?
Well, to start with, whatever software they're using, if it's something like QuickBooks Online, if they're the primary admin of it, then they're going to hold your books hostage. I make a point to not be primary admin. When I make sure that the business owner is a primary admin and that I have accountant access only. Um, because if something happens, I don't, dude, that's you. I will never hold someone's books hostage. Won't do it.
Yeah.
You're just setting up for bad karma,
I mean,
and you're gonna get a bad reputation on top of it. It's like, well, they don't want you around. They don't want you around. Just be okay with it.
yeah. Uh, people, service providers need to be okay in the fact that, look, some people will only want you to do certain things, and we're okay with that. That's just how you want to run your business.
Hmm.
But it comes to a point where if you can't even have access to your own financial reports, you can't take them out of a remote desktop software or something like that because they want to keep you under lock and key. That's why my name today is the locksmith, because we're trying to pick
Yeah.
those locks and gatekeep software. So that's a massive red flag. People still using QuickBooks Desktop is a red flag to me in
Yeah,
this
that
day and
took
age.
me this week when we had to do that. Oh my God, you saw me. I was like, ooh. I mean, the last time I used QuickBook Desktop, my son was alive. What does that say? I mean, it's been 8 years. I mean, that's how long is the last time I've touched QuickBooks Desktop. I
Yeah.
didn't even know that was a thing. Like that's like what? That's like somebody asking for a fax number. That's where that is equitable to me. It's like,
Yeah, and
it's
when
not 1982.
when the owner of the company is not able to then export or manage any company data through that software, it's like massive alarm sirens going off. It's like this is a little nuts. We're gonna have
Well,
to
it should
figure
be
out.
really the sad part is that up like there should be a lot of red flags. I mean, you should be paying attention to red flags. God knows we've all been in some type of relationship, whether it's romantic or friendship or trend, with an accountant or with a lawyer. You see red flags all the time. We choose to either pay attention or to ignore them. That's what we choose to do. If you're paying attention, then get a plan and action in place. You may not be able to do something overnight, but at least get a plan and action in place. If you're ignoring them, boo boo, this is your fault. Pay attention to it. I I'm a big person on pay attention to what's happening around you. So it's not like all of a sudden you can't access your financials or they're not responding. They've been doing this. They've been ignoring you. You have not been able to communicate. You have not been able to get this. And now you're done. And I'm not sure why anybody's surprised at this point that the accountant shouldn't be surprised that the client's done.
Hmm.
The client shouldn't be surprised that the accountant's holding him hostage. Although ethically wrong, they should still not be surprised by it because the actions have shown all this trending this way.
Uh,
Um,
you know, exactly right. And communication is a massive part of it. And there's a few different facets to that. First off, any and if there is any communication, for one, if your accountant just wants to see you at tax time, bring you receipts. Like that's not a relationship. That's a transaction.
yeah.
That's
And if they want you to bring receipts to them, that right there, don't
yeah,
ever send me a receipt. You
yeah,
better scan that crap. I don't want to see paper.
yeah. Um,
Sorry.
no, and that wasn't really where I was going with it, but yeah, that's a fair point as well. We're not in that day and age anymore. Um, but the other thing is, how clear and concise is the account, or are they just giving you vague answers that sound good but have zero substance? Like that's something that people really need to watch for. Um, what's unfortunate is there are so many good accountants in the industry. It feels like there's two types of accountants now, where it's you've got those that really want to take care, they want to go above and beyond, but then you've got others where it's like, okay, we'll see you at tax time, and that's it. If at that point you wonder if, shoot, you may as well just go to
Well,
H&R Block, right?
right now I'm laughing because I know I'm really trying hard to think. I know one other good accountant, like on my level. I mean, besides the ones that work for us,
Yeah.
to clarify. But I do partner with him, and that's why we partner. He handles a lot of certain things that I don't handle. I pass off to him because I just don't like to do it.
Hmm.
And he doesn't like to do the stuff I do. But like, so I can't. I mean, maybe there are good accountants. I don't know anybody. I know one, and then are people, but um, that the problem is people don't do what they love. They're not passionate about it. Like, we're almost too accessible, but thank God I do have Do Not Disturb that my phone automatically goes on at 7 o'clock every night because I got a text message at 1 o'clock in the morning from a client. And they knew, I mean, they know if I'm up, I'll respond. That's the sad part. And I will. I will. I'll be like, I'm up. What do you need? Blah, blah. Yeah, there's not the investment. You got to do what you love, man. accountants, I get it. People have jobs, but jobs are just over broke. That's what job stands for. Just over broke. I mean, get a profession, do something you love, be passionate about it. Like you only get to go around one time. Like make every moment happen. And we've had a lot of frustrating moments this week. Super frustrating. Like they just don't stop. It's not just the 70 taxes that have been done in 5 days. It's 70 taxes jumping on at last minute phone calls because people have their financials being held hostage, all this other stuff. Um, Yesterday, a client of ours started another business, stopped what I was doing, jumped in and handled that, set that up. But I love it. I absolutely love what I do. So find something you like to do and do it. Don't let
Well,
your accountants hold your stuff hostage. Find someone that loves to help and loves to get business growth and just find somebody.
yeah. And my dad's gonna kill me, but he told me when I was trying to figure out what I want to do is like, do something that you really love, or do something that you're really good at and will make you money. And thankfully, with what you do and what I do, I think we've got that good, I say happy medium, because we are making decent money, we're doing what we love, so we've got both of those components.
Hmm.
Um, but not everybody's gonna find that. But don't but get out of the way of the people that want to do that. Like so, um,
Well, and like I mean, you can have a lot of work experience in a lot of things. Like I have experience in a lot of different avenues, but I love accounting and taxes. So I stick with that. That's
yeah,
what I love to do. That's what I stick with. Stick with what you like to do. I can't tell you how many times, and Steven knows this, I would say this is a 9 out of 10 for sure. Like every person that we've onboarded. Rarely do we have someone go, I have no idea what I'm doing. I need you to handle it. We have, oh, I know how to do my own books. Yeah, well, they're wrong.
yeah.
So you don't.
How many times we go into new clients that says I've done my own books for years, I'm good. They're so wrong. And I mean, and then you look at it and it's like, well, there's technical accuracies. Um, no, um, that's another story that we'll get into in a little bit. But like, there's you don't do your own plumbing, you don't do your own electrical work, you're going to kill yourself.
No. Mm-hmm.
You're essentially doing that to your business if you don't have a professional do your books, do your accounting, do your legal agreements. It doesn't matter what it is, stick
Yeah.
to what you're good at. We tell
Yeah.
our restaurant owner, go cook the meals, not the books.
Right.
Like, go chef. Like, go
Yeah.
do what you love. So,
Yeah. But and back to like good accountant, like the red flags, they're holding the stuff hostage. They don't have time for you. You're a number. If that's what you want, go for it. Be a transaction. I mean, that's fine, But if you want help with your business and you want to have information and you want, feedback and help affording a home and help doing all those things like we were talking about last week, you do not want a transactional relationship with your accountant. And we do not do that. I don't want anything transactional. That's not me. Like, bye. You can go find somebody for that. It's not me.
yeah.
I have
Uh,
no desire for it.
I think the other thing is we get too emotionally invested in a lot of our clients, and that's a struggle that I was talking about that last night with Rach, and it's like I think I've got a problem. It's like I can't shut my brain off thinking about client businesses, helping them, figuring out ways to make them grow, but I also wonder how much they care about the feedback, how much they want the feedback, and that's my own struggle, I guess, at this point.
I also think that, like, I hate using this because I hated when I had to hear it, but I do think age has something to do with it and experience has something to do with it. Like, I have my cutoff point. I just don't, I get to a point where I have done everything I can to help you. You are not responding. Bye. I'm done. And I am very much, I'm a Leo. I'm very black and white. I'm your best friend and your worst enemy. And worst enemy, not that I'm going to do something to you. Like, I am done. You are dead to me. I don't know what else to tell you. I could care less.
Yeah.
Now, that part you don't have, but I definitely have it.
That's more of my sales mentality though, because in sales you've always got to that one time that you don't reach out is going to be the missing in a sale, right? So I've just got that ingrained in me that I will give somebody that one more chance to
Yeah, no,
do
man.
something, and I think that is to my detriment, but it's also, yeah, it's painful.
I mean, also, it's, because of my incredibly, you can't make this shit up life, that I go, it's just not worth it anymore. I don't give a fuck how much money I could be walking away from. It's not worth my peace of mind. I'm done.
Yeah,
Done, done, done.
and I'm learning that. I'm learning that from you. I'm learning it from Justin. I'm learning it from others. But shout out to Justin as well, by the way, for all of his
Yeah.
help and guidance. Um, but yeah, it's a problem. Um, moving on, similar
Yep.
type of vein. I mentioned technical accuracies. Um, Mary had.
God, I really forgot how much drama has happened this week. I'm
It's
like,
been
oh crap,
crazy.
that was this week too.
Yeah.
Everything was this week.
Um, we've been helping a friend who's looking at buying a business, and Mary provided a forensic audit. The feedback from the business broker is hysterical. It's alarming in the fact that somebody thinks that true accounting is technically accurate and it isn't pointing out the fact that most of the stuff is illegally presented. Um, but yeah, what do you want to say about that?
Um, there's not it there's not versions of the truth. I can't remember who said that, but I know I heard it from somewhere. But there's not versions of the truth. There's just the truth. I know it's from a TV show. I know you're going to Google it and tell me,
I'm
but
googling. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, it's the truth or it's not. That's it. There's just not versions of it. I don't know how else to get that across. So the same thing as with accounting. It Accounting is binary. Like it just is what it is. You can't go, oh well, it's kind of different for a small business. No, no, no. I mean, I swear this week I have said more times between ethics and are people have a desire to see the inside of a jail cell? Because there's this big word called fraud.
it's a big little word, five
It's a
letters.
big
That
little word. Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Um,
like that's fraud. I don't know, maybe because there was somebody convicted on like 34 counts of it and still became president, they're not worried. I don't know, but I can tell you he's good. Like he's not in jail. That doesn't mean you're not going to be in jail.
yep.
That's just him, dude. That's just him.
Yeah. And
Fraud is fraud.
I mean,
And you might not be
oh,
going to jail, right? So that's like the worst case scenario. But the other thing is that the more reality is that at some point it's gonna bite you in the butt. You don't. I testified in court where a guy presented all his W-2s so he could get a loan for his house, and he got the loan for a house, and it was a VA loan. So it's federally backed. I mean, all everything's federally backed, but it was truly federally backed, origination point. And but when it came to child support, somehow he had no income.
I remember this one.
And he said literally, and he was his own attorney, so that should tell you everything right there. You don't get to have W-2 income for whatever year to qualify for a loan, and then go, I don't have any. And then he says, well, don't you know you can pull down a W 2 and make one online? And I said, I'm a forensic accountant. I'm not. I'm not an expert in how to commit fraud. I'm an expert on how to say it. What is fraud?
Yeah.
And what ended up happening? I mean, his choice really came down to, it was the judge's decision, but it came down to either you got a fraudulent loan from the federal government, or you're going to pay $150,000 in child support. And he had to pay a lot of money in child support.
Good.
You just don't get to have both of it. It's gonna bite you in the butt at some point. It's just going to.
Yeah. Like depreciation or car expense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You don't. Yeah.
Um. Gosh.
There's like 10 bullet points on that.
Yeah. Uh, um, Numbers tell a story. I think we talked about this. There's a few things I want to touch on with this story, but numbers do tell a story. You can't
Hmm.
argue what the story is to suit your own agenda. The numbers tell the story.
Yep.
You can't say that a business that has been declining year over year for the last 5 years is going to just bounce back because of new ownership. It's possible because there's somebody that actually gives a shit about the business, but
Hmm.
we talked about how business business owners that are looking to sell need to get into the process early of I want to sell the business early. It takes time to get the right stuff in place. You cannot say, yeah, I don't really know where I'm going with this.
I really think the key of all of it, with everything we're talking about, for me, the key really is I'm not this person, but in general, I think most people are very comfortable lying to themselves to the point that they believe their own lie.
Hmm.
And that's not reality. Like, I mean, maybe you've convinced yourself that's real. That doesn't make it real. Um, I mean, that's really what it's coming down to. It's you can tell I can tell myself I'm a size 8 every day, but I'm not. That doesn't If I believe it, it doesn't make me a size 8. It doesn't make me 150 pounds. It just doesn't. So I don't I can't understand the mentality, but I do think that's the cause of it. People truly believe their own bullshit
Hmm.
because they want to feel better about the position that they're in, the decisions they've made, the reactions and actions they've taken place in. It is very hard. It is very difficult to take accountability and own what you've done wrong.
Yeah.
It is a very hard thing to do. But you know what? If it was easy, everybody would do it. But you know what? At the same time, learn how to do it. Your life will be easier. Own it. Own it. And then think why that mistake happened. Maybe you'll start making better decisions. Maybe you'll start responding better. Maybe you'll start enjoying your life a little bit more.
Well, and then you've got pretenders, and then you've got people that actually do it. Like somebody that says they're a business broker shouldn't be arguing in this way because they are certified. If they were certified, they'd give a shit. They would do things the right way, and they wouldn't argue against real accounting. They wouldn't try and justify all of the
Yeah.
mistakes, all of the issues, just to serve the agenda of getting a higher asking price. The
Right.
truth is, the business isn't worth as much as you want to get it for. And yeah, it's going to affect your commission or whatever, but if you can't put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig.
Still bad. Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm getting annoyed now. Just thinking about this stuff, I'm just.
I mean, for
Ugh.
me, every single time we've gotten some crap thrown at us this week, which has just been nonstop for whatever reason, I just take it as inspiration to just keep going. Let the trash take itself out. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like it just it. I mean, I have great self-esteem, so that's not a worry. But every time something like this happens, I'm like, yep, this is why I do what I do. I'm freaking amazing because, I mean, don't get me wrong. I am dumb as a box of rocks when it comes to common sense and a whole bunch of other things. But accounting, taxes, anything in those fields, I'm your chick all day long.
Yeah.
But
Um,
just know what you're good at, own it, take accountability, say you're sorry, admit that you messed up. Like, it's not that hard. You don't have to, buy flowers, and it's not that. You just go, I'm sorry, I apologize, I messed up. What do I need to do this right? That's it. Take the accountability, own your mistake. I didn't realize it was that hard. I really didn't. But it is to a lot of
swallowing
people.
pride can be hard, and that shows a maturity, I think. And some people just don't have it and won't have it. So, um, yeah, it's tough. Do we want to talk about any other? I mean, there's so much stuff that's gone on this week that we could go on about bad people. um, I don't know if we want to just keep diving down that rabbit hole because I do have something else that we should probably touch on that
Yeah, let's
happened
go.
that was this week, and that was
Hmm.
Purple Day.
Oh, yeah, Purple Day.
We haven't talked about why we do what we
Yeah.
do.
Yep.
Talked about some of the legacy. So, for those of you that don't know what Purple Day is, I didn't know enough about it, but Purple Day is the Global Epilepsy Awareness Day, which was on March 26th. It's known as
Hmm.
Purple Day, and the idea is to raise awareness, show support, and spread understanding about epilepsy. This is massive for us, and it's really important because Mary unfortunately lost Alexis and AJ, both of her kids, to epilepsy.
Hmm.
So we put out posts, we put out the socials, the emails, all about that, but um, we haven't told the stories yet. We will do it someday, probably soon, but Mary's
Hmm.
gone through a massive journey. Um, she credits me for a lot of it, which doesn't sound right, and I don't agree with it. But yeah, what can you help us understand a little bit more, Mary, about the journey, the day? What do you want to see come from it?
Oh, I mean, be aware. I mean, the smallest things. I remember it was after my daughter passed first, then my son. Um, and I was coming out of a building with a friend. We were going to get lunch, and I saw a guy on the sidewalk having a seizure. And I ran over, and of course, I know what to do because my kids had it for their whole life. But there is you can't swallow your tongue. Do get take a course, go research, find out what you need to do. Like, there is no swallowing tongues. There's no baby seizures versus big seizures. I mean, yeah, there's grand mal seizures, or I don't know what the new term is, and petite mal. There's all sorts of seizures, but understand that that person's brain, even if they have one, your brain is getting scrambled. It's like being thrown around a room, but it's only your head.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
you know, um,
learning
and it's a
basic
real
shit.
thing. I believe it's 1 in 50 people with epilepsy die from SUDEP. That is what my children died from. Um, is SUDEP, sudden unexpected death due to epilepsy. Um, and you just be aware of it. Be aware of it, and it, there is nothing that will shake you like losing a child, let
Yeah.
alone all of them. But
Well,
that's kind of insight on why I'm so passionate about what I do. Because you know what? This is what I get to be passionate about helping and about raising awareness, about giving security to the one thing you can be secure with, which I say often, but the reason why is because everything else is up for grabs. Everything. I would have never, when I was pregnant with my kids, I would have never thought I would lose them, but I did, and it happened. But you know what? Finances, you can take control over. Can't get control over diseases. You just do what you can.
Yeah. Which is why we've started our non-profit that we're going to be really getting into after tax season. But
Uh-huh.
it's taken Mary pretty much it was basically 8 years. Yeah, 6
10.
to 8, 10, yeah, from Alexis, yeah. So
Yeah.
before you've really starting to get through this. And so what we're doing is we're starting the seventh inning stretch where it's going to help support people that have gone through similar circumstances to Mary, where they've survived kids, early ages. They've, now what? They now have to live their golden ages without what they thought they would. So we want to be that support and resource. Um,
Yeah, and I don't want you to survive. I mean, I want you to survive, but I want you to thrive
Thrive. Yeah,
because I am thriving. And it seems so weird to hear that, but I am. We are. There is life still. Embrace it. Love it. Even when the crap is happening that you don't expect, and you're like, today I said to Steven, oh, I'm done. I don't even care. And then I was like, okay, well, what's next? What's next? He was like, I need a nap. You're exhausting me.
yeah. Like it was kind of that flip of the switch. It was a little crazy. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, the seventh inning stretch foundation. If you go to maryxthang.com right now, we're working on that. It's going to be updated. We'll have all that stuff going. Right now, you guys can just go to epilepsy.com to donate and learn more about that stuff. And
Yeah.
I say that stuff as though it's a little thing. Jesus. you know, you learn more about epilepsy, how to help, how to support, and help
Hmm.
with the research. But yeah, that's a massive part of what we do, why we do what we do, and we'll get into that more in another time. But yeah, definitely Alexa and AJ are always in the thought process of what we do. Um, so yeah, we got to celebrate a little bit and
Yeah.
try to raise a little
And
money.
that's why we have purple all over the place
Yeah,
for epilepsy. So,
that's why purple is the color of RCV and Peace Luv
yep.
Biz. Like that's
Yep.
what it is. People are like, why does it have to be purple? It's like because it has to be purple. Like,
Yeah. We've had people tell me that it can't be purple. I'm like, well, guess what? You don't have a job anymore. Goodbye.
yeah,
Because it's my company and I'm going to do what I want and I want it purple. I don't make huge demands. I want the color purple, not the movie. But like, you don't have to like it. You just don't, you're not going to work with me anymore. We're good. Bye bye. So,
purple is
anyway.
literally the only thing Mary asks for. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
But,
you'll hear more news about the foundation and all of that coming soon. We've got a lot of tax season to get through, and then we'll get into that. In the meantime, if you guys want help with business coaching, business growth, taxes, accounting, finances, any of that stuff, go to peacelovbiz.com, peace, luvbiz.com, and schedule an appointment. We'll meet, we'll talk, we'll see what we can do to help, and yeah, we're here, we've got you.
absolutely.
So,
Awesome. That's a wrap.
think we did it. So,
We
till next
did.
time, guys, have a
Have an
peaceful day.
amazing, peaceful weekend. Enjoy life. Appreciate that you do have someone that does your taxes.
See you next time.
Bye.